I'm James with 5 minutes around the table. I'm here with Tim McCoy today, and he's here to give us a little insight on where he's come from then till now, and where he's heading. Go ahead, Tim.
James, I greatly appreciate the opportunity to be here with you. My name is Tim McCoy. I'm the Republican candidate for Stoddard County Sheriff. I grew up in Dexter's Cotton Belt area. As a kid, I would see police officers, especially Officer Shirley. Everybody knows Officer Shirley.
Yeah.
She would always drive by and stop and talk to me, and I got to be really good friends with her. And she was my inspiration to get into law enforcement. In 2004, I began working as a corrections officer at the Stoddard County Sheriff's Office. In 2005, I graduated from the Southeast Missouri State University Law Enforcement Academy. I came back and worked as a road deputy for the Sheriff's Office. In 2006, I was promoted to sergeant and field training officer for the Sheriff's Office. 2009, I was assigned to the Stoddard County Major Case Squad. In 2014, Prosecutor Russ Oliver called and asked if I'd be interested in coming to work for him as his investigator. So I jumped on that opportunity, and I transferred from the Sheriff's Office to the Prosecutor's Office, and that's where I'm at today.
So you've had a pretty good, lengthy career in law enforcement.
I have.
Well, during this campaign, has there been any ideas you've come up to change things that you'd like to see added?
Well, there's a couple different things that I think we can implement. One of those is, like I said, I've been with the Sheriff's Office since 2004. And at no time while I worked there has there been 24-hour coverage for the citizens of rural Stoddard County. So that means if you live, let's say, in Poe, and somebody's breaking in your house in the middle of the night, and you call 911, that call is going to go to the Stoddard County Ambulance District. Then that call is going to get transferred to the Sheriff's Office. Then they have to look and figure out who's on duty and call that deputy and hope they answer the phone and tell them what the emergency is and where it's at. And then hopefully they don't live in Advance and have to drive clear across the county before they can even assist with your emergency. So what I want to do is I want to eliminate some unnecessary desk jobs in the Sheriff's Office. Put those deputies back on the streets, patrolling rural Stoddard County at absolutely no cost to the citizens of Stoddard County. We're just going to restructure the office and put those deputies where the taxpayers need them the most.
That is actually an amazing idea. I've seen times to where people would call for a deputy at night, and it's hours before it gets to them.
Right.
Is there another good thing you'd like to change, or?
There's several, but another one is, again, the whole time I've worked for the Sheriff's Office or at the Prosecutor's Office, the Sheriff's deputies aren't able to work DWIs. So if a deputy pulls over someone who they suspect of driving under the influence, and they get up there and they smell alcohol and they believe the subject's intoxicated, they can't work that. They don't have the training or the ability to investigate that DWI and to arrest that drunk driver. If they're outside of the city limits somewhere, they have to call the highway patrol. If they're inside the city limits somewhere, they'll have to call the city police to send an officer to come out and work that DWI. And if for whatever reason there's not a city officer or a trooper on duty, then either let the drunk driver go or you have to take them home. Either way, they're not facing the consequences for their actions, which a lot of times will give them the mindset that I'm just going to do that again. Nothing happened last time. So what I want to do is get the deputies trained to where they can do the job that they need to do and that the taxpayers are paying them to do by keeping our roadways safe and taking drunk drivers off the streets.
Now, you say you like to get people trained and extra training. This is a hard question to ask at this time, and it's a surprise one. How do you expect to pay for the extra training?
The Sheriff's Office pays an annual fee to the Missouri Sheriff's Association.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that entitles the sheriff's deputies to a lot of free training. So, and if for some reason the DWI training isn't available for free from the sheriff's association, you can send one person to go get instructor certified. That way you're not spending a lot of money to get everybody sent to this one, school out of town. You send one guy to be instructor certified, and then he can come back and he can instruct everybody that we have currently and anybody that we can have in the future.
So there's ways around doing it without raising taxes.
Yes, absolutely. There's nothing that I'm proposing that's going to raise taxes at all.
That is very good to know. Just for a few brief moments, you've discussed the county getting different ways set up. Is there one instance that comes to mind to where it would have helped that you know of, that one DWI stop? They could have brought somebody in, but they had to let go? Or is that just on a case-to-case basis?
Well, the Missouri State Highway Patrol does an excellent job of keeping drunk drivers off our roads.
Mm-hmm.
The city police departments in our county do an amazing job.
Right.
But we'll never know the exact number of people that have had to be let go. Because, although every arrest is recorded,
mm-hmm.
the ones you take home aren't.
Okay.
The ones you let go aren't. So there's no way to get an accurate number of how many people have had to be let go with no consequences for their actions. But letting one go is one too many.
That's exactly what I'd like to hear. And at this day and age, though, everybody's doing DUIs too. Driving under the influence of this, that, or the other. Does it work the same way?
Well, in Missouri, it's a DWI.
It's all the same.
So it could be DWI alcohol, it could be DWI drugs.
Okay.
So either way, they're driving under the influence of something. Yes.
Okay. Well, that's all I have tonight. This has been Tim McCoy, and that's all for 5 minutes.